Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that provides powerful tools to master our cravings, enhance self-control, and elevate our overall quality of life. Cravings, something we all experience. Whether it's the urge for a specific food, the lure of social media, or the need for a quick dopamine hit, these desires can feel almost overpowering at times. They often distract us, pulling us away from our goals and the things that truly matter. But what if I told you that, with a few practical Stoic techniques, you could start gaining more control over these impulses? Imagine feeling a sense of calm and clarity, equipped to handle cravings instead of being controlled by them. In this episode, we'll explore how Stoicism teaches us to respond to our cravings mindfully, allowing us to rise above fleeting desires and make choices aligned with our long-term goals and values. By applying these Stoic principles, we can begin to transform our relationship with cravings, moving towards a life that is not only more disciplined, but also more fulfilling and peaceful. The first Stoic principle we're diving into is understanding your cravings. Stoics believe that we suffer not from our cravings themselves, but from the judgments we place on them. They understood that our desires, when left unchecked, can lead to impulsive actions that don't serve our well-being. But by viewing our cravings objectively, as temporary impulses rather than essential needs, we can start to gain control over them and respond with wisdom instead of reflex. Next time you feel a craving, pause and observe it without judgment. Instead of labeling it as good or bad, simply notice it and ask yourself, why do I want this? What am I seeking through this craving? And is it truly necessary for my well-being? This simple act of curiosity can often take the intensity out of our desires as we start to see them for what they are, passing sensations that don't have to control us. By exploring the root of each craving, whether it's boredom, stress, or a desire for comfort, we can address the underlying emotions in healthier ways. As you practice observing your cravings, you'll find that your attachment to them begins to weaken. This mindful approach allows you to make choices that align with your values and long-term goals, rather than being driven by temporary urges. By following this Stoic principle, you're not only enhancing your self-control, but also building a deeper sense of self-awareness and emotional resilience. Over time, this practice fosters a calm and balanced state of mind, empowering you to act in ways that support your growth and well-being. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-discipline, a core practice in overcoming cravings and building inner strength. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom reminds us that true power lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in mastering our own responses, thoughts, and desires. By focusing on self-discipline, we empower ourselves to face cravings and impulses with calmness and clarity rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions. A practical way to cultivate this strength is by setting small, achievable goals. Each time you resist a craving, you're building a small victory and reinforcing your ability to choose mindfully rather than react impulsively. Imagine each act of self-discipline as adding a stone to the foundation of your inner fortress. With every stone, this fortress grows stronger, becoming a source of resilience that shields you from the influence of external temptations. Over time, these small acts of self-control accumulate, making it easier to stay aligned with your long-term values and goals. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us to view challenges and temptations as opportunities to test and refine our self-discipline. Each craving resisted is a moment of personal growth, a chance to fortify your character. Instead of seeing cravings as obstacles, we can reframe them as training exercises for our willpower. By embracing this perspective, we begin to appreciate that the effort to overcome cravings is not about deprivation. It's about cultivating freedom from the grip of desire. In doing so, we create a mindset of strength and independence, allowing us to pursue a life that is purposeful, balanced, and centered on what truly matters. Another Stoic tool is mental rehearsal, or premeditatio malorum, meaning the premeditation of evils. This practice encourages us to imagine potential challenges in advance, preparing ourselves for situations where our cravings might arise. By picturing these moments beforehand, we can mentally rehearse how we'll respond with calm and self-control. This intentional foresight empowers us to handle cravings skillfully, transforming our approach from reactive to proactive. Imagine a scenario where your craving hits. Perhaps the urge to indulge in an extra treat, the impulse to scroll endlessly online, or the pull to give in to distraction. Visualize yourself meeting this moment with strength, gracefully refusing that indulgence or staying focused on what truly matters. See yourself choosing actions that align with your goals and values rather than succumbing to fleeting desires. This mental preparation strengthens your resolve, making it far more likely that you'll respond thoughtfully when the craving arises in real life. The power of premeditatio malorum lies in its ability to reframe cravings as manageable events rather than overpowering urges. By mentally preparing for these challenges, we reduce their impact on our emotions and gain confidence in our ability to handle them. This practice builds resilience, as we're no longer caught off guard by cravings, but instead meet them with an intention grounded in Stoic principles. With each mental rehearsal, you cultivate a deeper awareness of your choices and strengthen your capacity for self-discipline, empowering you to live a life shaped by deliberate action rather than impulse. One of the most practical Stoic principles is moderation. The Stoics understood that extremes, whether indulgence or deprivation, can often lead to dissatisfaction and imbalance. Seneca wisely advised, "Enough is as good as a feast," reminding us that contentment is found not in excess, but in appreciating what is sufficient. Moderation allows us to enjoy life's pleasures without becoming enslaved by them, fostering a healthy relationship with our desires. Rather than seeking to eliminate all cravings or imposing strict restrictions on ourselves, the Stoic approach encourages balance, aiming for a middle ground where enjoyment does not turn into dependency. Allow yourself small indulgences with mindfulness and intentionality. When we permit ourselves occasional treats without overindulging, cravings lose much of their power. They become manageable elements of our lives rather than forces of control. By practicing moderation, we reduce the risk of creating feelings of deprivation or resentment that often lead to binging or giving into impulses. This balanced approach not only helps in building self-control, but also enhances our appreciation for the things we truly value. The key to moderation lies in awareness, knowing when to say yes and when to say no, based on what aligns with our values and well-being. Over time, practicing moderation helps us develop a natural sense of satisfaction and reduces the compulsive pull of cravings. Rather than feeling restricted, we experience a sense of freedom and peace, enjoying what we have without constantly desiring more. In this way, Stoicism teaches us that moderation is not a sacrifice, but a pathway to a more fulfilling, centered life. Finally, the Stoics teach us to cultivate gratitude, a powerful antidote to the endless pursuit of more. In a world constantly urging us to want and acquire, gratitude redirects our focus toward the richness of what we already have, grounding us in appreciation rather than lack. By regularly practicing gratitude, we lessen the desire for excess and diminish the pull of cravings. As Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This wisdom reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from accumulating more, but from valuing what is already present. To cultivate gratitude, take a moment each day to acknowledge the small joys in your life. These can be as simple as a warm meal, a meaningful conversation, or the beauty of nature around you. Recognize these moments fully, letting them fill you with a sense of contentment. This practice, though simple, creates a mindset shift, allowing you to find satisfaction in the everyday rather than searching for it in fleeting cravings or material desires. Over time, gratitude becomes a habit that naturally counters impulses, helping us see that many of our cravings stem from a sense of dissatisfaction or emptiness. When we regularly recognize and appreciate what we have, we build a stable foundation of inner peace, making us less likely to seek fulfillment in short-lived desires. Gratitude aligns us with the Stoic ideal of self-sufficiency, teaching us that a content and balanced life is not dependent on external pleasures, but on a mindset that values enough. In this way, gratitude is not only a remedy for cravings, but a pathway to a deeply fulfilling life rooted in appreciation and peace. To sum it up, by observing our cravings, practicing self-discipline, mentally rehearsing our responses, embracing moderation, and cultivating gratitude, we can take meaningful control of our desires and significantly elevate our quality of life. These Stoic principles guide us to live with intention and resilience, creating a foundation of inner strength that helps us navigate life's challenges with greater ease and clarity. Thank you for joining us on this journey into Stoic principles. Remember, lasting change is gradual and requires patience. Be compassionate with yourself as you begin applying these insights and celebrate each small step forward. With time, these practices will become second nature, enriching your path toward personal growth and fulfillment. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to stay updated on more Stoic wisdom, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below.